He's an easy target. This is what this business is all about, and we know that.
Brooke Hogan used to be the ultimate daddy's girl.
He's my dad. I love him.
But now her bond with Hulk is completely shattered.
You know, you can take it however you want to. It is what it is.
She even refused to attend his recent wedding. But what really happened between Brooke and Hulk? Let's break down the shocking truth behind their fractured father-daughter relationship. At the end of September, Hulk tied the knot with Sky Daily at a small, private church ceremony. According to the Daily Mail, the only guests invited to the wedding were Sky's 3 children and Hulk's 2 kids, Brooke and Nick. Nick showed up to celebrate his dad's special day, but Brooke surprisingly turned down the invitation. That immediately made everyone curious, since she and Hulk had always been incredibly close. But what she revealed about why she didn't attend her dad's wedding was truly bizarre. A few days later, Brooke shared a post on her Instagram that explained her absence. Even though she wanted to keep the issue private, she felt like she had to put an end to all of the insane rumors going around. But the real reason she hadn't shown up for her dad's big day was seriously unexpected. Brooke claimed that the dynamic in her family had gone through so many changes, just like what happens in many other families, but also everything that Brooke and her family members experienced was totally exposed in the public eye. Brooke confessed that figuring out how to deal with the very public changes to her family dynamic had been challenging. But in order to prioritize her mental health and continue her healing process, she realized that she needed to make an unbelievable choice. Brooke admitted that she decided to distance herself from her family and said that it was necessary for her to create that space if she actually wanted to be happy. It sounds like things with her dad had taken a really messy turn behind the scenes. Brooke explained that she wanted to spend her time and energy in more productive ways. From now on, the only people she plans on having in her life will either help her heal or their beliefs and core values will line up with hers. Although Brooke's followers get some clarity on why she hadn't attended her dad's wedding, the whole thing was still so mysterious. At the end of her post, she sent Hulk her well wishes, but she also threw some pretty obvious shade at him. When Brooke first mentioned her father's special day in the post, her choice of words was extremely telling. She made sure to include the fact that it was his 3rd wedding, which seemed to be an intentional dig at his previous failed marriages. But that's not all. Brooke's remark wasn't the only sign that she felt deeply hurt by something Hulk had done. They don't follow each other on social media anymore, and it looks like Brooke has deleted every photo of her dad from her Instagram account. Brooke probably wouldn't have skipped her father's wedding if the issues in their family had been small or easily resolvable. After all, she's had his back throughout his most controversial scandals. So what really led to their dramatic divide? It's possible that Brooke is no longer seeing eye to eye with Hulk for a reason that could be related to her own personal growth. Over the years, it seems like her mindset and attitude have drastically changed. Even though Brooke wanted to live like a typical celebrity in Los Angeles for a while, she ended up having a surprising change of heart. She appeared on an episode of Hollywood Raw podcast in 2021, and what she had to say about changing her lifestyle was so crazy.
Kind of like more quality of life is mattering more to me right now.
Brooke knew that she eventually wanted a normal life away from the cameras. So when she finally settled down in Nashville, she started living much more privately. And over the years, she's also been making major improvements to her mental health. It took a while for Brooke to realize that she had spent so much of her early life worrying about making everyone around her happy. But based on her Instagram posts from the last several months, her days of being a people pleaser are over. Now she's living authentically for herself. It's a real possibility that learning more about herself has made Brooke reevaluate her bond with her dad. She used to talk about staying loyal to him no matter what, but I think most people agree that certain aspects of Brooke and Hulk's relationship were seriously unhealthy. Hulk's obsessive, controlling nature was exposed in many episodes of Hogan Knows Best. He claimed that he was just an overprotective father, but he consistently went way too far. It was so creepy when Hulk spied on his then teenage daughter and followed her around without her knowing. He even policed her weight and shamed her for eating one cookie, which was completely ridiculous. There were basically no boundaries between Hulk and Brooke, and he repeatedly made her feel guilty for wanting to date like any other young adult. She obviously grew up being really close to her dad, but it's so unsettling that she was always more concerned about his feelings than her own. Brooke has faced a ton of backlash throughout her life for constantly coming to her dad's defense. Truthfully, sometimes the criticism was understandable, especially when it seemed like she was agreeing with Hulk's alarming actions and opinions. Hulk's refusal to actually let Brooke be her own person, even when she was almost an adult, was extremely toxic. Without a doubt, his manipulative behavior made her feel like she had to give him her unconditional support. Thankfully, her decision to follow her dreams in Nashville had a life-changing impact on her. After Brooke launched her own Airbnb design company and began making her own choices in her music career, she finally started separating her identity from Hulk's. And now that her eyes have been opened, she's no longer defending her dad's disturbing behavior. In 2015, audio of Hulk making disgusting racist remarks about Brooke's then-boyfriend was leaked online. In the recording, he had badmouthed his daughter and literally admitted to being a racist. But the biggest consequence he faced from that scandal was a 3-year ban from the WWE, which is honestly insane. Hulk later confessed that if he had trash-talked anyone other than Brooke like that, they would have cut him out of their life. But sadly, Brooke still believed she had to defend Hulk. She claimed that he'd learned from his mistakes and that he wasn't really a racist like he'd said. But ever since then, Hulk has continued to publicly say things that are unbelievably reckless and harmful. He has a crazy history of scandals, and he's even made controversial comments about vaccines and steroid use somewhat recently. But after Brooke stopped living in his shadow and quit blindly supporting him, she fortunately came to a surprising realization. Brooke has clearly discovered that she doesn't have to have the same morals and beliefs as her family members. And judging by what she said in her recent Instagram post, that's why she's distanced herself from them. But Brooke has already cut off contact with one of them a few times in the past for some really bizarre reasons. In 2008, Brooke revealed to E! News that she wasn't speaking to her mother, Linda, anymore. She added that she didn't trust her mom anymore because she had publicly discussed something that was supposed to stay a secret. After Linda mentioned that her daughter had just gotten plastic surgery to enlarge her chest, Brooke was so embarrassed. That played into her decision to stop communicating with her mom, but it wasn't the only reason. Brooke explained that she had been thinking about how her mom treated her as a child compared to how her dad treated her. At the time, she believed that her father cared about her more than her mother did. That's why she sided with Hulk during the family drama and decided to cut off contact with Linda. Since then, Brooke and her mom have tried to repair their broken bond a few times, but it doesn't usually last very long. As for Nick, his close relationship with Hulk is probably why Brooke has also stopped associating with him. It's obviously hard to know exactly what caused Brooke to distance herself from her dad and the rest of her family. But I think her coming to terms with the weird, harmful way her dad treated her for the majority of her life could definitely be one of the main reasons. Hopefully, the space she's created between herself and her family members allows her to keep prioritizing her mental health. But now that we've talked about Brooke's decision to no longer be involved with her family, I want to know what you guys think. Are you surprised that Brooke and Hulk aren't on speaking terms, especially considering how close they used to be? Why do you think Brooke has chosen to distance herself from her family members? Let me know in the comments below.